Ladies and gentlemen, live from Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977 is Wednesday or Saturday, and you know what that means. It's time for AEW Dynamite or Collision Event Center. And now here's the man that will bring you the happenings of AEW All Elite Wrestling action, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977, episode 2592, AEW Dynamite Title Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. And Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. In Jacksonville, Florida, ladies and gentlemen, as they're getting ready for Wrestle Dream. A lot of implications happening in Wrestle Dream. They did it face-to-face with Hangman Adam Page, the World Heavyweight Champion, and Samoa Joe. And it seems like to me that Hangman Adam Page has figured everything out with Samoa Joe. Why Samoa Joe is the way he is. And he goes, but they walked away. Hangman Adam Page walked away. The two didn't brawl or anything like that. Hangman Adam Page respected Samoa Joe, and that's probably the reason why he said he's going to wait until Wrestle Dream to contend. And it's going to be a fun deal, let me tell you. And I'll tell you what, Samoa Joe's trying to, remind himself who he is and all that good stuff. And, I am just, yes. So I think Hangman Adam Page is going to be tested here. So it'll be something to watch for. Meanwhile, Alicia 2 interviewed the conglomeration as you got Kyle versus Kyle 2, and Mark Briscoe's Mark Briscoe's his Orange Cassidy's got Pac, and Tomohiro Ishii's got Jon Moxley next. It seems like Roderick Strong is not in a pleasant mood. I mean, I don't blame him if you don't have your partner Adam Cole hanging out with you anymore because he's hurt. So, I can see where Roderick Strong was coming from, but Kyle O'Reilly's having too much fun in the conglomeration, so that's the way, that's the way it quickly crumbles right now. And so, Tomohiro Ishii, the Stone Pitbull, took on Jon Moxley one-on-one. Heck of a matchup, but Moxley finally got the Stone Pitbull. In fact, he busted open the Stone Pitbull. But anyways, in the end, Moxley ended up winning the matchup. While Renee Paquette interviewed the Young Bucks, who were knocking on Tony Khan's door, said, hey, we need a money match or something. So, and then there was a street fight between the Hurt Syndicate and The Demand, and the Hurt Syndicate ended up winning that matchup. It was a street fight, by the way. Renee Paquette interviewed the Don Callis family as, Don Callis addressed his Bandito getting hurt by Hechicero with his shoulder, and he said, in fact, he says the Don Callis family will be walking out draped in gold again. Meanwhile, the Jurassic Express took on a team of KM and Orion, and this is their first match back, and Jurassic Express never skipped a beat in their matches and ended up winning it. And then, but the Young Bucks were in the crowd during the matchup, watching it, and then they attacked Jurassic Express after the matchup and challenged them to a tag match at Wrestle Dream, which is made official. But the big thing is $500,000 will be on the line. Keep Nick. Nick Jackson's the gambler. That means Nick and Matt and Nick, dumbasses, like Walter, Nick and Mike and Nick and Matt and Nick. Dumbass! Anyways, so you got that. So Pac addresses Orange Cassidy before their matchup, and Pac wants to beat up on Orange Cassidy. Meanwhile, the men's TNT title was on the line as Kyle Fletcher defended against Kyle O'Reilly. Brain, who do you want to win this matchup? Well, the guy named Kyle. Why do I even bother? Anyways. And in the Battle of Kyles, the Kyle Bowl, or whatever you want to call it, Fletcher ends up winning the matchup. And Sammy Guevara, the Beast Mortals, addresses Eddie Kingston and challenges, and Beast Mortals is going to challenge Eddie Kingston. And Eddie Kingston goes, why do you use Sammy as your mouthpiece? Of course I'm going to accept the challenge. I'll see you this Saturday on Collision. And then there's a Double Jeopardy Eliminator Tag Team matchup. Brodito versus Konosuke, team of Konosuke Takeshita and Kazuchika Okada. Now, here's the deal. If either Brodito member, Brody King or Bandito, pin Kazuchika Okada, they'll challenge for the Unified title. But if the Japanese contingent challenges one of those two, they'll contend for the tag team titles of Wrestle Dream. And I'm surprised they didn't alarm me to do the, I don't know, no, my brain's somewhere else. My brain's somewhere else. I'm thinking of something different. I'm sorry. But in the end, though, Kazuchika Okada and Konosuke Takeshita would get a shot at the tag team titles of Wrestle Dream. But they made the pin on Bandito, who's the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion. You would think it should have been a triple threat. But only the Unified and tag team titles will be on the line. So, if somebody pins Konosuke Takeshita Okada, Okada, they'll get a shot at the one-on-one shot at the Unified title. But that was not the case. So, Takeshita and Okada aligned themselves for a tag team title shot. Well, Don Callis has gone commentary once again. Renee Paquette interviewed Jet Speed and Will Nightingale. They said they'll handle themselves against FTR and Megan Bayne this coming Saturday. But then FTR and Stokely responded to Jet Speed and Nightingale. Even Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford chimed in with their 2 cents. It looks like Ford and Bayne will be joining forces up with Stokely's crew. Then Renee Paquette interviewed Bandito blaming himself, Brodito, and Bandito blaming himself. No, we can't stop fighting. We're going to defend the belts. So Brody King still has confidence in Bandito. Meanwhile, the main event, Orange Cassidy versus Pac. It was a heck of a matchup until they started brawling all over the place, which Pac pushed Orange Cassidy down the stairs, told the referee to get back in the ring and count. But he was accidentally chained up by Darby Allin from behind, and Orange Cassidy crawled back to the ring, beat the 10 count, and then Pac beat the 10 count just in time. But in the end, Orange Cassidy ends up picking up the victory over the bastard Pac. Meanwhile, then Darby Allin sprays Pac after the match while Pac was chasing her. Death Riders tried to chase down Darby Allin. Darby Allin. He's running all over the place and such. And then Darby Allin decided to threaten the Death Riders with a Molotov cocktail before security breaks up the whole dang thing and prevents Darby Allin from causing damage. So it'll be very interesting to see how this develops for Wrestle Dream. We still got Collision this Saturday night. I'll watch it, and we will see. Because I'm probably gonna see, Crown Jewel, and I'm hoping to see. So what if we can see Crown Jewel without any buffering interruptions, and this will be something. Well, before we conclude this video, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the live streams. I do apologize for having to delete the original one, start over again, and then I have to edit it because of everything going on. But, however, I love you all again. Let's do this. So that is it for tonight's episode. I'm going to be getting some sleep. I think I'm getting tired because because I'm not making any sense anymore. I think my brain's starting to malfunction. I need to get some sleep. So I'm going to upload these videos, then get some sleep. Thank you for tuning in. And I'm going to be working on a new commercial for Rant and Rave because of personnel change. I'm going to do that just as soon as I'm done. And I'm going to do that just as soon as I can. I'll probably do it tomorrow after the Joker's Wild video I gotta do. So up until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and door for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.